Similar figures. We're going to be talking about this one for a long time. We're going to be talking about this one way on into high school and beyond, because similar figures is going to come up all over the place. So let's dive in and start that journey. So for similar figures, we're talking about two figures. Wow, right? So we'll give the example with a couple of triangles, right? So we're going to draw a couple triangles. We're going to intentionally draw one bigger than the other one. So similar triangles, or similar figures in general, their sides are proportional. P-R-O, I don't know what's happening to my writing. Proportional. And their angles are equal. Okay, let's look at an example of using those facts. So if we have these two similar triangles, now what these little pink marks are saying is basically telling us that these two triangles are similar because all of their angles are congruent. So the A is congruent to D, and B is congruent to E, and C is congruent to F. That's what that's saying. And so we're supposed to solve for the missing variable, or solve for the variable. So in this case, we're solving for x. So we're, excuse me, we're going to set up a proportion using the corresponding parts of this triangle, which is pretty easy for this one because it's all sitting in the same orientation. So this 6 goes with the x. So we're going to do 6 to x. So it's between the double marks and the triple marks. And that goes with, now the 6 is the small triangle, so we're going to put small triangle on top, 4 between the single marks and the triple marks to 12. Set up a proportion, solve it. We've been doing that for several lessons at this point, right? We're going to cross multiply and divide, just like we always do with a proportion. So we end up with 4x equals 72. Get rid of the 4, we're going to divide 4 on both sides. Those cancel, leaving us with x equals 72 divided by 4 equals 18. Now, we're given units, so we need to make sure we put units on our answer. So 18 centimeters. Let's do one more. Okay, we've got a couple of what are probably parallelograms. We don't know that. All we know for sure is that they're quadrilaterals or four-sided figures. Excuse me. We don't know that they're parallelograms because nothing's marked parallel. As you'll learn in a few years in geometry, if it's not written, we can't say that it's true. But we do have similar figures and we know they're similar because all of their angles are congruent. And if all their angles are congruent, then the figures are similar, right? So we need to set up a proportion. Now, this one is a little bit trickier because on this one, they're not arranged the same way, right? Well, one of them's flipped around the other way. Right? And so we need to make sure we're writing the proportion correctly. So we're going to go from small to big. Again, we could go from big to small or small to big. It doesn't really matter. You can actually stay within the same figure, go within the same figure to the same other figure. You'll learn about more and more of those things when you actually take geometry and all of that stuff. So the small one. So I'm going to start with 4. This one's, I'm going to go a little bit slower, make sure that we get where this goes. So this 4 is between the mark with the little equals mark on it and the triple mark. So the mark with the equals mark and the triple mark is this one. So 4 to 28 equals D, because that's a little quadrilateral, right? Excuse me. D to 49, so D is between the single and the triple, so D to 49. So now we've got a setup. We have a setup similar figure, setup proportion from the similar figure. So we're going to cross multiply and divide just like before. 28 times D is 28D. 4 times 49 is 196. I'm going to divide both sides by 28. Those cancel, leaving us with D equals 7. We're given units, so we need to put the units. They're all in feet. So there it is. There's similar figures, or at least as much about them as we're going to learn at this point in our math career. If you're one of my students, I'll see you in class. All those things. If you're not one of my students, thanks for joining us. Check out emberlearninglabs.com for the rest of what we're doing. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. It's much appreciated. Thank you very much.